What's going on, YouTube? Viper22 Husky back with another unboxing. This time it's for one of my favorite worker placement games, and it just keeps getting better, people. This is the new expansion. It's been, I don't know how long since the last expansion that he's done. It's been a while. Um, the new board for viticulture called Bordeaux, and it expands viticulture. Can be played with some of the stuff from Tuscany, but I mean this is a new board. So Tuscany had its own board. This is something different. It does follow the same format as Tuscany, where it has the 4 seasons instead of the two. Um, but Jamie had said that this feels more, as far as the spots available and stuff, it feels more to the original than Tuscany than the Tuscany board. Um, but anyways, it comes in this little tiny box. Um, this is while I'm waiting for the rest of my Kickstarter. So I checked today, and I have 6 Kickstarters that should be coming in this year, hopefully. Hopefully. Um, Next ones, I'm hoping by the end of March, beginning of April. By then, at least 2 of them. We'll see. But in the meantime, I am excited for Stonemeier's release schedule for this year. I became a Stonemaier champion or member on the website, whatever it's called. Um, because I know that I'm going to be buying a lot of stuff from them because of the release date and everything that Jamie did, uh, showing the whole year off and stuff, the YouTube video that he did. Um, Super excited. So here we have Bordeaux. Um, when he first announced this, I was super excited, guys, super excited, because so uh, it was kind of a. I feel like with Euro games, well, I'll give an example. Castles of Burgundy, right? You have your set tile map, and what do they do to fresh it up to give you infinite options? They give you map packs, right? Like different ways to set up, different ways to score, different ways to play. Specifically with worker placement, the only things that I've seen done with a lot of worker placement games is adding stuff to the game for expansions, right? I'll give you an example. Let's use uh, Garfield games. You have the Raiders of the North Sea, right? Um, they come with 2 expansions, and both of them just add tracks or spaces to the main board. So it's like you have the board set up, right, and then you have like another track right here, and another track on the top, I think, or no, on the bottom. And you're just adding on to it, right? You're making the game. You're making. I want to say more complex, but not. You're just adding more stuff to the game, right? Uh, it's an expansion. Another worker placement game that Lords of Waterdeep. Lords of Waterdeep, main game, right? They added 2 new boards to the game. Added the corruption. Added some cards and stuff like that. Great worker placement um, expansion. Let's see another one. Another worker placement game. Uh, let's go with uh, Dune. Dune Imperium. Dune Imperium um, came out with Rise of Ix, uh, and then you have the Immortality. Added a board, added something to cover up a space, right? but the main actions and everything were still the same. This is the first one, at least that I have. There might have been maybe some other games. Um, this is the first one that changes, like that doesn't add on like something separate. Like even Tuscany. Tuscany gave you a new board, right? So basically like a new way to play the game. And it had a bunch of add-on what is it called? Like add-on expansions where you can mix and pick what you want to add, like the structures and the special workers, so, stuff like that, where you can just throw them in, and even that you could play with the base game and not have to play with the Tuscany board. Um, but that was kind of similar. I will say the one to do kind of this in its own way, but it. I wouldn't say it's worker placement, right? Or it is worker placement, but the part that changed a lot wasn't worker placement. It was Lost Ruins of Arnak. Lost Ruins of Arnak gave you a new uh uh I call it a tech tree. It's not a tech tree. A new temple. Every expansion gave you a new temple, right? And it would be a brand new board that you just put on top of the temple board. Well, the last expansion that came with the big box, which was the Twisted Path, came with two brand new boards. And not only were the temples completely different, but the worker placement spots um, were not the main actions, but the where you put the new spots that you open up, the new sites. Uh, those were different, right? So I feel like that was close to what this was. But when I heard that he did this, I was like, genius. This is genius. This is what worker placement games have to do for expansions. This is so good, so smart. Like it's the same game. You have the same stuff. There's nothing. There's new. There's no like new side things going on. Nothing. No. It all you're doing is changing the spots that you're going to. So it's almost like you know, let's say like Lords of Waterdeep, right? Instead of having the board, you had like like in that game you have building tiles that have different or that open up new spots with different resources that you get every turn. Um, it'd be like a game just with that, right? Which is kind of like Lost Ruins of Arnak, somewhat. Um, but I mean that like again, this I mean this was just when I first heard that he did this, I was like, oh, I got super excited, and I was like, I hope more worker placement games like dude, Lords of Waterdeep. Lords of Waterdeep is about to be reprinted. Imagine if they came out like I feel like Lords of Waterdeep should have had those two expansions that came out, the Skullport and uh, uh, something Mountain. I forgot, but those should have been included in the base game. Like the base game of Waterdeep is not as good as with the expansions. I feel like that game that's a necessary expansion. Like that is the only way to play Lords of Waterdeep is with the two expansions. So I feel like with the reprint, they should reprint it, right? With those two expansions built into the base game, just already with a map that includes it. And if anything, they have the ability to, dude, come up with another board. Come up with another board, just like this. Come up with another board with new placements and stuff like that. I mean, granted, that, like I said, those have tiles that you can add spaces, different kinds of spaces. So probably not so much for that game, but you get what I'm saying. This I'm just I can't wait to play this. Can't wait to play it. So we have the instructions. Sorry for that long 10-minute rant of why I love this idea. But here we go. So, and one more thing. Thank you, Jamie, for being awesome. This, the, the fact that he added in the back of this map the map for the new game. I mean, the board for the original game. So that way, all you have to do is just put this one, replace the original board, which I have right here, right? Replace this original board, get that out, and now you have this that you just put in its place, and it's not that much thicker. It is a little bit thicker, but not by much. I mean, the board's bigger, you know, it's a little bit thicker, but not that much thicker, the same size as far as like the rectangle size of it, right? But now, like, I'm not adding something to the game. Like, I'm like, oh man, I have to fit another board in the game, kind of like Heat, right? Heat. I mean, once you add up a bunch of boards, like, dude, my the lip for Heat is like this much higher than what it's supposed to be. For the cover of the box to go down, it's like this much higher. So like this is awesome. Just being able to, like, okay, I don't need this anymore. I can just put this in the game with the Tuscany board, and like I only move up like a cardboard, a couple of cardboard spaces higher. Super nice. So, anyways, we got the board. Some. I think this might be for the autumn. Yeah, the Anima. Yeah, this is for the Anima. So we got the board, and then these cubes, which are going to be um, part of the new thing about this board, which is the um, experts. Um, so he is adding something to this game. That was the nice thing that I liked about this, and that I said that a lot of worker placement games should start doing this, where you're adding a board that just changes the spots and what you get from those spots, right? Um, and not necessarily what you get, but like he added um a fast. He basically made it to where you get a lot more quicker, and so the gameplay feels faster. You're often ready. He made some changes to the setup. Um, But as far as like adding something that wasn't there before, like all this new stuff, the way like the setup and the gameplay, like the way all this stuff was there already. So that nothing changed, nothing was added. It was just giving you more to begin with. Um, this, however, is new. So this would be like your typical expansion, like adding something new to it, which is the I just said it right now. I already forgot. Let's take a look at it so that way you can see. It is. Where is it? Where is it? Expert. Sorry, I keep forgetting. So this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to go over because I love this game so much. And not only did I want to unbox this, I knew it was going to be a small unboxing because it was just the board, right? But I want to go over everything and um, like everything that you get on this board. Um, like I said, a lot of it is the same, right? I mean, it's just the added like bonuses and stuff like that is different. It's all he is just moving stuff around, right? And it helps with the gameplay. Um, so here we have. I'm gonna have to pick up the phone. Um, so here is probably the one of the biggest changes is right here. Okay, the wake up board. So normally you have like in Tuscany and stuff. Tuscany gave you more options, right? In the base game, let me show you real quick. Right here, I have it right here. So in the base game, you had some stuff. You had a card, uh, or a field, or a grape card, or sorry, a plant card, order card, a coin, summer or winter visitor, and then a victory point. Now, but that was because you had this. You only had 2 seasons on the main one, right? And then Tuscany split it into 4 seasons, and then you started getting more per season, right? Depending on where you went on the track. Now, compared to Tuscany, look at that, baby. I mean, dude, the fact that you get uh, uh, a grape. Oh, I'm sorry. You advance your grapes. You advance your wine, and then now, if you're first player, everyone gets to do it. I mean, that is so cool. So cool. So let's take a look. So we got let me just make sure that that's what that is. You're advancing. Uh I'm not immediately seeing it in the rulebook, but I'm assuming that that's what that means. Is you advance uh the grapes up one spot. So here, first player, we get everyone's gonna get a coin. Everyone's gonna be able to advance one grape. Everyone's gonna advance one wine. Second spot, you get a coin, and this is going into summer. And then you get you advance one grape of yours, only yours. And then here you get to refresh the cards. Um, the plant cards and the order cards. Here you get a card, or vine cards and order cards, wine order cards. And then here you get a vine card. Here you move up all of your grapes. Here you move up one of your wines. And then for the fourth spot, you get a wine order card in the summer. Or sorry, at the beginning of summer. And then fall, you get a summer visitor. And then you move up all of your wine. Wow. This spot, that one seems kind of similar to viticulture, where to Tuscany. You have your summer visitor, winter visitor, and one coin. Here you get your winter visitor card of your choice, and then retrieve one worker from fall. That is crazy. Here you still get your extra worker. You get a card of your choice or a victory point, and then you have to be first player next turn. And then up here, the residual, now you can go all the way up to 7. Before it was only 5. Not only that, but every time you pass these points, you get a victory point. You get one there, one there, and one there. Greatest thing that he did was he knew that a lot of people played with giving you more options to make it more strategic and not just so luck based as far as the cards that you drew. So now he changed it, and this is in the base game also on the reverse side of this board. Now he changed it to where now you have two options available to you at all times of the vine order cards or the vine cards. And over here, with the wine order cards also. Now you have two face up that you can choose from. Okay. So then let's start going into spring. Let's go into the spots. So the spring spot, we have draw a card, draw a vine card. Uh, Here you get one extra one. But check this out. So now there are these expert spaces. Basically, what you do is you put out a cube. When you go down to this spot, hire an expert, you take one of these cubes and put them out on one of these spots. Any spot on the board that's not already taken. And basically what happens is that when you take this, any action from this area, you activate this, right? So when I draw a green card, if I had my expert here, I would pay a certain amount of coins to gain a certain amount of grapes. Dude, how crazy is that? This is awesome. Here, give Tor to gain 2. Here you would get the extra coin. Here you get to draw a summer visitor. If you had your expert here, you would also gain 1 coin per worker here. Here is the hire an expert one. It costs 2 coins to hire an expert. You get your victory point here for a higher player count. Here you get 1 coin. Or take a coin off of hiring an expert. Here, gain any 1 exposed bonus on the chosen action. And then here, make 1 trade. Now the trade has changed. Trade is now this chart right here. And basically, you're going to be putting down a clear glass, the markers for the wine and the grapes. You're going to be putting one of these down here whenever you make a trade. So basically, you pay one of these and you gain that. But once that's done, right? Let's say I pay 3 coins for a victory point. Once that's done, no one else can do that again. So this is the only part where I'm like, oof, I don't know how I feel about that because it is a race now. Like before, where you could just go to it multiple times. I mean, you can still do it twice right here, but you can't do the same one twice. Which you know, I did love doing that in Tuscany. So this will be interesting to see because he did add some stuff like you see here. You can actually make a wine, a level 1 wine, and then not only that, you can get a residual. So that'll be interesting to see, you know, how that plays out. And then the expert space right here. Before this action, you may remove 1 trade token. Oh, okay. So that benefits big time to get that. Wow. Yeah, this is a good expert to get. All right, then we move up to summer. Play a summer visitor. You get 1 coin, and you got the space for the 1 card. And then if you have an expert there, if you play only 1 visitor, you may change or to end. Oh, that's great. That's great. So good. Here, buy or harvest 1 field. So that's another thing that's changing is the way the fields are set up. Before, you would have all 3 fields available to you, and then you would usually sell one to make money. This time, you start with more money and uh, only 1 field. The other 2 you have to buy. So I feel like more people are going to be coming to this space. And good thing because look at that expert action. You gain a residual coin. That's crazy. Here we got build 1 structure. for that 1 coin discount right there. And here, you may build 1 or 2 structures, and then it gives you victory points based on how many structures you have. Crazy. Every time that you go here. And then we got the plant, which still has the bonus card to put down. Here is the great one. Ignore 1 prerequisite. That is so good because sometimes some of the pop-up cards give you one or the other. If you get that expert, you only need 1. You know, you don't have to worry about getting the other one. So I mean, it does help. And then not only that, but the more cards that you have when you plant there, the more victory points you get. So if you plant and you have 4 to 6, you get 1 victory point. If you plant and you have 7 or more plant cards in your field, you get 2 victory points. Here we got the draw. Now we're in autumn or fall. Here we got the draw wine order card, and then the expert action is you pay as many cards to gain that much wine. That is crazy. Here we have harvest up to 2 fields. And again, look at that action space or the bonus actions. You draw a winter card, advance your grape, 1 grape, and then you get a victory point. And look at the expert. Gain a different exposed bonus here per field harvested. So if you go here first, play a blue, or you get a blue card, you have your expert there. You go there, you get your blue card, and then you're the first one there, and you harvest 2 fields. You're gonna get a victory point and move up your grape. Crazy, man. Here we got make up to 2 wines. You still got that extra wine spot to make 3. And then look at that, you get to advance all your wine. And then expert spot, you may combine same color grapes. 1 victory point if you do. I've always had people ask me about that when I teach them the game, if they could do that, and I always told them no, you could only make the new wines and stuff. But it'd be interesting to see how this works now, being able to combine, because then now you don't really have to wait, if you have multiples. Then we got the take any action right here. For 1 coin, take any action. This is new. This is a new spot. And if you have an expert here, you get to refresh the green cards and the purple cards, and you get a victory point for doing that. Crazy. Crazy. So cool, man. So cool. So far, I'm loving everything about this expansion. For this new board. Bordeaux. And then we got the winter. So we got the pay 1 coin, and then play an extra card. If you play only 1 visitor, you may change or to end. Pretty similar to the summer visitor. Hold on, let me change. Let me get phone better. And then we got the train a worker action. Pretty much the same thing, but look at that expert action. You may place the worker in spring or summer now. I gotta look up what that means, because if you get to get if you get to play something if you get to get something right then and there, that'd be crazy. Spring or summer. Yeah, man, that's crazy. I wonder, like, if that counts for this round that you're currently on, or for the next round. Like, you basically get to beat everybody to the punch. Like it doesn't count till next uh, year. All right, and then we got sell one wine. Here you got to draw a card of anything that you want, and then get one victory point. Expert action from medium seller +2. If you sell a wine from the large seller, you get +2 points, bro. So if you sell a sparkling, that is 6 points every time that you sell a sparkling. That might be broken right there. That might be broken right there. Like holy moly, that is insane. That's cool. And here we have the fill an order. Got the one victory point and then fill an extra order. But here, the expert, you have an extra space for a residual this action. For this action. You have an extra space for this action. So instead of putting, if you don't want the victory point or to fill another order card, you can put your worker there and get a residual. Then you still got your gain one coin right there. And yeah, man, wow. Wow, wow, wow. And then not only that, but he changed how money works at the end. Every 10 coins, you right there, right there. Every 10 coins becomes one victory point. And then convert wine and grapes to lira, the money, each wine for its value, and each grape for its sale price. Crazy. Each wine for its value is crazy. Wow. And then not only do you start with your mama and papa, but then you also start with only one field, like I said. But look at that: 3 coins, 2 grapes, 1 wine, and a residual at level 1, and the 4 cubes for the expert. So you only have 4 experts. But that is every single space on this board. I mean, for those of you that have played, and I'm assuming that if you're watching this video, you have played at least the main game or Viticulture, the original or the original or Tuscany. I don't know why I keep saying the other one. Yeah, I mean, this is completely different. Like so many, the experts. I mean, really do. I feel like I have heard some chat that the experts haven't really impacted as much as you would think. But I don't know, man. I think all the changes together, uh, really do change the way the game plays compared to the original and then to Tuscany. Um, so I am super excited to play this. I mean, to me, this is a genius idea. Like I said, I wish other worker placement games would do this. Refresh or give us an updated board. Um, I'm super excited to play this. And like I said, on the back you get the original board, and like I said, the original or the new thing with the being able to choose from the vine cards and the wine order cards is now on the original game or the base game with the 2 seasons, summer and winter. And I don't know, there's still people that love playing. I mean, to me now, I felt like with Tuscany, I had 2 games, right? I had Viticulture, the OG game that I could play. This game, where this feels so much tighter. Like even like on the app, I'll switch back and forth between playing the original game and then Tuscany, because the original game it feels so much different uh than with Tuscany. Like it feels tighter. Tuscany, I feel like gives you more options, more stuff to do, more bonuses than this one does. But I mean, it's the same great mechanics. just with a different feel. And I feel like that's what they did with this board, with this new board, is that they just gave you basically a third game to play of viticulture. Like, you have a third way to play viticulture now, and it's gonna feel different. It's gonna feel new, you know. So I'm super excited. I I can't thank Jamie enough for coming up with this. I'm glad he did. Um, and so yeah, let's take a look at these cards real quick because there are some. I think they're just player aids maybe that come with the game. Yeah. So these are just these are just reference cards for the players on all the expert actions. Nice. Yeah, cool. And then these are the Automa. Very cool. And that is it, guys. That is one more thing, one more thing. When I ordered this, I had not ordered, or I had not. I saw this, and it wasn't that much to get. But these are promo cards for the special workers. These have been around forever, like forever. But I finally got them because, like I said, I was late to the game with viticulture. So we got builder, apprentice, vagabond, martyr, salesman, sommelier, mama grande, alchemist, and storyteller. And these are just some more special workers promos, pretty much. But I wanted to take a look at this to see. Some of them look pretty cool. See, this is cool. This would be super helpful. Building, you pay 2 less. You immediately place your grande worker on the same action. Not on an action space. Hmm. Vagabond, you may place the vagabond horizontally to cover 2 open adjacent action spaces on the same action. If you do, gain all bonuses on those action spaces, but do not take the action. I don't know about that one. Martyr, after placing the martyr, instead of taking the action, you may remove the martyr from the game. If you do, hey guys, so unfortunately here in the video, the mic cut out, or the mic died, so I wasn't able to finish talking about the rest of these cards. But anyways, so here we got the martyr. Basically able to get to get you to be able to put all your workers out instead of having to wait your turn. So like if it's in a season where you know that you're gonna need a lot of those spaces and you don't want people to take them, you can do that. The salesman just gets you some more money to, or you could pay money to fill another order card if you're in a spot that only lets you fill out one. The sommelier is after taking a I forget. Hold on. That one is that's the one where you can depending on how many workers you have, you can do something on there. Mama Grande is you're able to put Mama Grande out with the Papa Grande, and if you do put them in the same location, you get a victory point. Alchemist, you can turn a white grape into a red grape. Storyteller, that one's interesting. So that one lets you put down a worker and in a season, and every other worker, even your opponent's workers, gets drawn to you because you're telling a story. So you take them off of their spaces, and they all go to the space where the storyteller's at. So that opens up all those other spaces that they were at. So anyways, like I was saying here, that it was a cheap little expansion that was on the store. So I just added it to the cart real quick. So I'd say it's super worth it. But yeah, I mean, the rest of this is just me talking about how happy I am with the expansion, and just letting you guys know to like, comment, subscribe. Another thing is, I was asking you guys, because I'm not gonna be getting that many Kickstarters, in between, and these stonemaier releases are only quarterly. So I was thinking about possibly doing an unboxing and showing you guys the materials of older games that I really love. That, they're older games, so they might not have the best quality videos and stuff out there. So maybe this would be a good way to, show off those older games that are super good and I love playing, and to show off the components and stuff. So let me know what you guys think on the comments about me doing that. Let me know if that's something that you guys would like to see. Maybe some unboxing of some older games. But other than that, like and subscribe if you haven't already. And then in the comments, also let me know if you've already played Viticulture. Which Viticulture do you prefer? The original, Tuscany, or if you played this new Bordeaux, this new board. But that's pretty much it. Thanks, guys.